So this is what I mean about speed being so important. What you can't see here, it just kind of looks like probably a flat putt, but we are on a descent here, so we really are. So if I get the ball to kind of stop about here, it's going to roll all the way to this pin. So it's understanding what happens when a ball gets to its kind of stopping point and then gets affected by break, by slope. So if we kind of hit 2 putts here, and again, the first one I will use a lot. So, and this is a big one what I want to talk about. This is the one that probably fools a lot of people. When you are looking, so for me now, I am looking at where my putt breaks. So let me just go and get a tee. Here's one I made earlier. So if I'm having a look and I look at the straight line of this, okay, it's right here. Okay, so that is a straight line from the ball to the hole, okay? So that's not affected by break, that is just a straight line putt. Now, if I'm having a look and where I'm kind of seeing this, the ball kind of rolling over, I'd probably say it's probably about here. Okay? Now, the big key and what I see a lot of amateurs do is they aim for the breaking point. Okay, so that's where they see the breaking point. But what you've got to realise is your breaking point, it's still going to get affected. So your actual start line is probably about here for then that to move across. Now let me show you. So there's going to be 2 different ones here. It's going to be one that I hit kind of on the right pace, and you're going to watch it kind of trickle down, hopefully going right around where that kind of tee is. So we'll move that in there. And the second one, I'm going to hit a little firmer, and you're going to see exactly what happens. So again, let's aim for that tee. Okay, there you go, straight over that tee, there you go. And now it's washing its way down. That for me there, so if I'd have hit that putt a little faster, that for me is a perfect representation of everything that I've talked about. I've hit it along my start line, it's then moved over. Granted, this tee, the breaking point was actually here, okay? And probably the start line is probably there. Okay, and there's your straight line putt. So that's a perfect representation of obviously, so what happens when, you know, we kind of talk about this. So let's get this in a straight line again, so we know exactly where we were, here. Now, if I hit this one quicker, so let's say I'm trying to go past the hole by about 4 foot, okay? Okay, there we go. I've hit it inside the line, but obviously because I've hit a quicker putt, the brake's just not took it. So hopefully that is a great visual representation there for, you know, what a brake actually does to a slow ball versus a fast ball. You've got to understand your braking point, okay? You've got to understand your actual start line of where you need to start it, and you've got to understand the straight line that you're actually visioning. So what I do, me personally, this is a meism. You know, I work a putt backwards. So as soon as I've kind of seen the slope, so, and this is genuinely what I would do. I would have my putt, so let's get it back. So I'd have my putt, or both of them here. Okay, and this is competition. So, okay, so I'd have my putt, I would kind of start by marking it. So let's say I've marked it with a T. I'd then have a look at it just like this. So straight away what I'm doing is I'll walk the low side of the putt. So for instance, let's say I've not kind of done this putt before. I walk the low side of it, and all I'm looking for is the breaking point. So how I see a putt is I work it backwards. So I see it dying about here, okay? And then I see it kind of slow rolling all the way down there. Now, am I trying to hole this? Yeah. You know, I think you should always try and hole a putt, but am I trying to hole it and leave myself something out here? No, definitely not. I'm trying to leave myself something in probably a foot circle. A foot circle, like you've seen with the first one, super slow. perfect kind of thing there. So again, we're kind of looking, and then what I do is I pick the breaking point. So I've picked the breaking point, there we go. So now I'm working out, okay, does the ball actually, what's before that that's going to turn it in? Okay, so I pick my starting line, boom, and I'm still working the ball all the way back to its origin point, okay? Now once we've got that, this is all I'm thinking now, is I'm looking at my start line. I know where that is, so I'll have 2 deep looks of where my start line is, yeah? And I'll have one last look at the hole, okay? Working out to the start line, understanding where I want the ball to start, okay? And hitting it on that, okay? There you go. So that is, again, I can't believe that's going to slow down. That's outrageous. That's basically stopped on a hill. But again, if this was a competition, I kind of go, that was absolutely stupid. But again, even watch this. So I'm going to probably aim right edge here. Okay, hit it very slow. Look at that. Look at how much that just moved by. And look at how much that went by. So for me to say I can't believe it stopped on that hill, when I've just literally, so it needs to probably go out here. And then look, now it doesn't affect. Putting, I promise you, is one of the most stressful things. So what you've got to be able to do, you've got to be able to let it go, okay? So again, you get to a putt, and what, in all fairness, if I was playing a competition, I'd hit this firm. Why am I hitting it firm? Firstly, I'd take the flag out, okay? And why I'd hit it firm is to try and take away any break, if it was this, because this is a nervy one, this one. So here, bang, bang. It takes all the kind of break out, you know, so I can't have these random, you know, ones that might move, ones that don't move. I mean, look at that thing move. Throw it out there, and it wants to turn back in, you know, but as you see in the other one, so turn it here, hit it straight, and it moves. It just, you know, it boggles. So when you're hitting like a 3-foot putt, I would say always hit it kind of quite firm into the back of the cup. Never with probably a 5-foot putt, unless you know it slopes quite a lot. With a 5-foot putt, you've got to just aim at it, sorry. You've got to aim at it and kind of hit it firm enough that it goes in. 4-foot, 5-foot, you know, it can slightly move. So if I would just go to an edge, but yeah, hit it kind of firm at it, but no more by, you know, 4-foot past, 3-foot past. But it just comes with confidence. Putting is a confidence game. I can promise you that 100%. So now we've kind of done this, okay, now we understand it. We obviously go to it again. So we've got this as a putt. Here we go. And off it goes down into it. There you go. And then, yeah, I'd be happy with that, you know. So another thing that also happens at night, greens get slower. You know, as soon as that sunlight goes off them, they will naturally get slower. That's just what happens, in all fairness. So it's just little tidbits. So if you only play in the evening when the sun's going down, and suddenly you know, play in the 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, the green's going to be lightning fast compared. So it's understanding that as a premise. You know, there's so much to understand with actual putting that, in all fairness, this video could be half an hour long, it could be an hour long, but I want to kind of make these short segments to kind of let you understand how I go about putting, which might help you in your game think, oh, I never thought of it like that, or I never did that, or never, you know, did this. So hopefully that helps. That's a short introduction to putting 101, you know, at the end of the day. For me, amateurs don't practice enough, you know, and that's including me, you know. It's so difficult to kind of get out here and want to spend 3 hours on the green, 4 hours on the green, just going over it. But I tell you what, 4 hours on this place will make up for a lot more shots than 4 hours on the driving range, I can promise you, you know. And it's understanding that as well. So there's so much to kind of delve into with putting, there's so much to decipher, and there's so much to understand as a relative. And hopefully by me just playing the course, by me coming on here, it kind of gives you more of a sense of, oh, that's what I'm struggling with, or oh, that's what I need to do, or, you know, going into, oh, I never actually thought of it, you know. And there's just so much that you can really, really churn into. So hopefully it all helps. YouTube, we'll see you later.